There is encouragement for a procession with the Book of the Gospels in the general instruction of the Roman Missal. It has there in number 119, when the entrance takes place with a procession, the following are also to be prepared: a Book of the Gospels. And at the end of number 122, it is a praiseworthy practice for the Book of the Gospels to be placed on the altar. And in the directory for Masses with Children, it's got in number 34, the participation of at least some children in the procession with the Book of the Gospels makes clearer the presence of Christ, announcing the word to his people. This is talking about the procession of the Book of the Gospels from the altar to the ambo before the Gospel reading. So given these instructions, I think it's confusing that the Book of the Gospels is not a requirement for every Roman Catholic Mass. But the intention of the general instruction of the Roman Missal seems to be that it be encouraged, but optional. And I think it's even more confusing that conferences of bishops have chosen to publish books of the Gospels that do not include all the Gospel readings. Generally, they do not include weekday Gospel readings, such as this one. It's got the Sunday Gospel readings, but not for weekdays. And this decision makes it impossible to do what is encouraged and described as praiseworthy on 6 days out of 7. But that seems to be the current situation. It appears to me that the recommendation in the introduction to the lectionary, number 113, has not been followed. The ancient custom is recommended of having separate books, one for the Gospels and the other for the readings of the Old and the New Testament. So what workarounds are there immediately for a priest in wanting to have a gospel procession in the Mass? And perhaps an option is to be reading from a Bible rather than from a lectionary. And in that Bible to divide the gospel part from the non-gospel part. The directory for Masses with Children number 43 has: if all the readings assigned to the day seem to be unsuited to the capacity of the children, it is permissible to choose readings or a reading either from the lectionary of the Roman Missal or directly from the Bible, but taking into account the liturgical seasons. And in Australia, there seems to be special permission to proclaim the readings from a Bible at any Mass. The website catholic.au has a page with the heading, "What version of the Bible is used at Mass?" And in May 2024, the Australian Catholic Bishops' Conference approved a number of scriptural translations for use in the liturgy in Australia. These include the following: Jerusalem Bible is in the current lectionary. Revised New Jerusalem Bible. New Revised Standard Version. Contemporary English Version, when the lectionary for Masses with Children is used. I accessed that site today, read that today on the 27th of March 2025. And in Australia there's an Ordo published, which makes having a Bible and the Ordo all you need for the readings, because it provides the texts for the verse before the Gospel and for the responsorial psalm in this Ordo book that's published each year. Now there are not many Gospel-only versions of the Bible published these days. This is one for the Knox translation from 1963. Another Gospel-only version of the Bible that I'm aware of is from Word on Fire, and they have available at Amazon in paperback for about $60 a Gospels only book, and also a leather-bound version for $230 in their Australian dollars I'm using. But I'm not aware of a version for Gospels only of the Jerusalem Bible or the Revised New Jerusalem Bible. I'll go through how I made this book, which is a Jerusalem Bible version of the Gospels. From a Jerusalem Bible, I cut out the Gospels part, just using a sharp knife to be doing that. I went to the shop Officeworks and there bought some cardboard for the front and the back cover. And using a guillotine, I cut it to the same size as the pages of the Bible that I'd had cut out. The cardboard brand, it was Quill, and it was 600 GSM, size A3, and cost $2.99. For $1, Officeworks cut the edge off the binding edge off the Bible pages, and for $5.50 Officeworks bound it with this silver wire binding that I've put it on. And I chose the silver wire binding so as able to get the pages to lie flat. If you had thermal binding, it'd be difficult to be getting the pages to lie flat there. And the other thing I bought in order to put the lettering for Gospels on was with these stickers for that lettering, which cost $2.99. That's another Officeworks product. Total cost there was $12.48. Now, reading from a Bible instead of from a lectionary would not be an easy decision, but some priests may feel that it is important to have a gospel procession to make clearer the presence of Christ announcing the word to his people, as it says in the Directory for Masses with Children. And they may be prepared to make sacrifices or risk making sacrifices to achieve that. I hope this has been helpful.